Yo, what's up guys? It's the boy Richie back at it again with another 6v6 Pokemon battle for the channel against Mr. Badger. This is the homie off Discord. He was looking for a UU battle and I actually accepted this time because I had some UU Pokemon that I wanted to test out that I had never used before, so I really wanted to see what those things were about. Specifically the Mega Magnetric, the Empoleon, the Chandelure, and the Sylveon. Like, I just never used those other ones before. Mamoswine and Scizor are like in all my UU battles. I don't know why. I mean, I know why Scizor is, but Mamoswine, I just really like that Pokemon. Ice Pokemon do damage to teams, so as you can already see off top, like 3 of his Pokemon on his team are bad against Ice type. But looking at his team anyway, he has, you know, a lot of UU threats. He has the Rotom Wash, he has that standard Scizor, the Mega Sceptile, super offensive Infernape. Then the biggest threat of them all is that Crocodile, because I was like, I don't have anything that can really just take Earthquakes too well. I was like, I got Mamoswine and Scizor, but if this thing is like Moxie, and I was like, I don't know, if this thing is like Moxie and Scarf, then that could, I gotta play around that really good. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. So first turn, I looked at his team and figured he was gonna go ahead and start out with the Rotom Wash because they're really good Pokemon to start with. Not too many people, not too many Pokemon can just kill those things, but he instead starts out with his Infernape, which I wasn't too scared, or, you know, I was like, this isn't the worst matchup. I started out with my Mega Magnetric. I said it wasn't the worst matchup because I can just get this nice little Intimidate drop off on him, and then I can just go ahead and Volt Switch out, get a better matchup, you know, send out something better than my Mega Magnetric. So like I said, he actually hits the U-turn first before me, which was super bad because I was like, alright, this thing is Scarfed. I was like, I'm keeping that in my mind, but I thought it was already over because now he shows out this Georgia, his Crocodile, that is going to go ahead and come out here and intimidate me. Now, in my head, by the way, I did not realize this thing had Intimidate. In my head, I thought this thing already was just Scarfed, Moxie. I'm not even sure if that's how most people run their Crocodiles. That's how I run my Crocodile, and it does damage, but I was like, something has to get sacked. I chose out my Sylveon because I figured, I looked at his team and was like, maybe this thing is the best thing to get sacked, but my guy is max HP, max defense. I still thought it would be like a 2-hit KO at least. I didn't think he'd kill me with the first Earthquake, but I thought it'd be a 2-hit KO. So I was really happy on, you know, how good my guy took that. So I was really impressed with the Sylveon. So I was like, this is actually a good switch in overall. I could hit this thing with Moonblast, but I know he's not staying in here to take a Moonblast. So instead, I actually went for the Hidden Power Fire, expecting this Scizor to come in. So I wanted to go ahead and snipe this thing right off top, but he unfortunately does not go down to that. While I do think that my guy could stay in here and take a Bullet Punch, we're not going to do that because I actually have switch-ins to Bullet Punch from Scizor, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and send in my Chandelure, which walls this thing pretty good unless he wanted to go ahead and try to like snipe me and hit me with the knockoff, but luckily for me, that's not what he went for. But he did still get a crit on that Bullet Punch, and like, that's a lot of damage to do on a Chandelure from a Bullet Punch. So he's just going to go ahead and swap. I'm not going for Flamethrower because I knew this Washington was going to come in, and my guy is Scarfed, and I'm not trying to give my opponent that kind of momentum, not this early in the battle. So I did get a nice little energy ball off on this Washington. I also figured if that Scizor stayed in, I think the energy ball could have killed him anyway. I'm pretty sure he could have, but I'm not staying in here to mess with this Rotom Wash too much. I could have stayed in here. I swapped out into this Mega Magnetric, thinking that my opponent was going to swap out into his Crocodile and I could get like a nice little Intimidate drop off on him, because like I said, I can't let that Crocodile get too much momentum. I know he swapped moves earlier going from the Earthquake to the Taunt, and I didn't catch that until I rewatched this battle. So in my head, like I said, this thing was still Scarfed and Moxie. Like, I did not pay attention to Intimidate. I didn't pay attention to anything. I was like, this thing is Scarfed and Moxie, and I got to play around that. But luckily, as you guys can see, I went for the Hidden Power Grass right there. Got good damage on him, and I felt comfortable enough to swap out into Mamoswine. I was like, he's going to go ahead and swap out of here because, you know, he doesn't want to get hit with an Ice Shard, but he actually stays in here. He definitely would have died if I would have hit him with the Ice Shard. I wanted to get my rocks up. because, you know, you got to get your rocks up. But he instead hits my Mamoswine with the knockoff, knocks my guy out, and I was like, this is bad. I was like, I lost my Mamoswine, but you know, it did give me an opportunity to get my Sylveon back out here. He doesn't want to die to a Moonblast, which I'm gonna go for anyway, because if he wants to swap the Scizor in, that's cool with me. That thing will just die off top, and I'm not worried about it. So he instead swaps out his Rotom. My Mamoswine dies. His Rotom Wash dies. I figured that's like an equal trade in this battle, so I'm not really tripping too much. He instead sends out his business, his Infernape. Not too sure why. He sees my guy as super defensive. He could hit me with like a Flare Blitz or something, but who knows. I think my Moonblast would have hurt this thing a lot more. He instead switches out after he goes for the U-turn and goes into his 3 wishes, his Landorus, while I just go for my wish right here, because my guy does have Protect, and I could just get back to full HP. You know, I want every single bit of HP for that Crocodile so I can take those Earthquakes. But I wasn't sure what this thing wanted to do. I figured he was going to go for Hurricane or something, which I was like, I could take, even though this isn't like the biggest special defense wall type Sylveon or whatnot. But I was like, I could take a Hurricane. But he instead goes for the Supersonic Sky Strike. Wanted to go ahead and knock out my Sylveon. So I honestly wasn't sure if I could take this from the, you know, the HP I was at. I wasn't sure if I could take it even if I was full HP, but luckily for me, I survive on like 19 HP. I think that's what it says. I get that wish recover, and I get some leftovers recover, and I know it must be super frustrating for him. I've been on that side of the battle against the Sylveon, which is one of the reasons why I trained this thing up. So he actually goes for the Hurricane. I just go for another Moonblast after he misses. Just bad stuff on bad stuff on bad stuff. First he doesn't get the kill, then he misses his Hurricane, then not only that, I use Moonblast and I do get my special attack drop. So my Sylveon is definitely not afraid of this thing at this point, his 3 wishes. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this time to wish up right here, because my guy can have full HP, and I want him to have full HP. I want him to have full, like, a lot of HP. I don't want to mess around at all. This Sylveon, I learned in this battle that it can handle that Crocodile, so I want to keep him up there. He switches into his Infernape. I know at this point he's not going for a U-turn. He wants blood. He wants to kill my Sylveon. I'm not going to let it happen. I'm going to send in my Chandelure, which if he wants to, you know, go for those fire moves, I'm just waiting here with Flash Fire. In my head, I was like, anytime this Infernape comes in, anytime that Scizor comes in, Chandelure is just going to be sitting here waiting for it. So that was his part in this battle. I'm really enjoying the Chandelure. I have always wanted to train this Pokemon up. You know, Ghost Pokemon are like my favorite, I think. Always wanted to train it up, but I always would get overwhelmed on which kind of like moveset I wanted to have on him. So I am glad that I finally did train this thing up. I figured Flash Fire would be the best, but as you guys can see, he sacks off his Scizor, sends back in this this Tornadus, and he goes ahead. He went ahead for that prankster tailwind right there, so his guys can all be faster than me, which is really bad still. And I'm just going to keep launching out these flamethrowers. I'm launching it on Scizor, launching it on Tornadus. I figure I'm pretty safe about it, you know, now that that Rotom Wash is gone. I don't really have to worry too much about it, so he's going to go ahead and send out this Georgia now, and he is going to be extra fast with that tailwind behind him. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and sack off my Mega Magnetric right here. I was like, maybe he can take one after Intimidate drop, but maybe not, probably not. He instead actually goes for Knockoff right here, which, I mean, I guess I could see him not seeing my Mega Magnetric coming in, getting sacked off, but my guy did his part in this, so I really wasn't too worried. And we got to knock off 2 out of those 3 Tailwind turns, or maybe that was all 3 of them. I'm not really too sure. But I'm going to go ahead and send in my Rock Paper right here to scare this thing out, because my guy can eat maybe 1 Earthquake. Like, he can eat 1 Earthquake for sure, maybe not 2, I'm not sure. But I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn out of here, expecting this Infernape to come in. And like I said earlier, anytime this thing comes in, you already know I'm choosing out Chandelure. Chandelure is going to be waiting for him every single time. Ain't no rocks up, my Chandelure don't care right now. So that Tailwind petered out. My guy is still not faster than this thing because we're both scarfed right now. I was just going to go ahead and go for it. I actually was going for Flamethrower. I was about to lock myself into Flamethrower because I figured it would still do like a little bit of damage, but I thought maybe I didn't want to lock myself into Shadow Ball and him choose out his Crocodile and like eat that up. So as you can see, nothing was gonna happen because the Hex Gods did not want my Chandelier to do anything at this point in the battle. They was like, he's too beast. We're just gonna go ahead and kill him off. That's what the Hex Gods said. So I wasn't too worried about that. I was just gonna go ahead and choose out my Empoleon, who hasn't really gotten any action in this battle yet. So I knew I could take at least one Thunder Punch, even though it's super effective, and I was just gonna go ahead and fire back with the Scald to get this Infernape knocked out. Empoleon just got that natural bulk. He's also like my Chandelier, where I just didn't know what kind of set I wanted to run, and the move tutors didn't help. You know, I'm looking at people running like Power Whip on their Empoleons and stuff. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to put rocks on it, Defog, Scald, Ice Beam. Like, I didn't know, you know, Defiant, make a physical attacking Empoleon. I didn't know what kind of Empoleon I wanted to run. But he chooses out this Crocodile right here. I was fully expecting a Earthquake right here, but he does not. Like, I just clicked Ice Beam. I didn't think I was even going to get it off, but luckily for me, my guy survives that knockoff on 3 HP and is able to knock out that Crocodile with a nice little Ice Beam. So in my head, I was like, I could still lose this battle. I never ever count anybody out. I've seen people come back from really crazy situations on me, so I was like, I could still lose this battle. In my head, this Sceptile has like Hidden Power Fire on him. I was like, he's going to be able to kill my Empoleon. So he Giga Drains my Empoleon. There was nothing my Empoleon could do at that point. He did what he needed, though. He got that Infernape and Crocodile out. I'm just going to go ahead and choose out my Sylveon right here. And he goes for Blood right here. He goes for Leaf Storm. Like earlier in the battle, I wasn't sure if my guy would be able to take that. And luckily for me, he did, even with the crit. So, you know, my Sylveon with that natural special defense bulk on him survived that Leaf Storm, and I was able to go ahead and hit that Moonblast on him. I'm not sure if my Scizor would have been able to survive a Hidden Power Fire after, you know, Harsh Drop on a Mega Sceptile, but that was the end of the battle right there after launching that Moonblast. Like I said, it was a really fun battle I had with Mr. Badger. Very close. I was very scared throughout the battle. Literally, it didn't hit me until I rewatched the battle that his Crocodile wasn't scarfed, or it didn't have Moxie, even though it was coming out intimidating all my Pokemon like from time to time. So anyway, like I said, great battle. This is my first Pokemon Ultra Moon battle that I wanted to record. I've been doing a few battles here and there throughout the week, but I'm definitely, you know, trying to get them stocked up right now, especially since I got like a whole bunch of teams. I'm just gonna go ahead and ramble on a little bit because I feel like talking. So if you guys, I'm sure you guys are gonna cut the video off at this point, but you know, I just got into the competitive scene not too long ago. So I've been trying to get with that, trying to get some good move sets up and stuff. I did just learn how to like IV train my Pokemon, which is probably not what you want to hear from like somebody trying to play competitive, but I did. I've been doing that in the past month. You know, I Pokebanked over a lot of my Pokemon, so I've been getting the berries and stuff. Like I just learned this like last week, so I've been trying to do that every day, trying to, you know, balance out some of my old Pokemon that I used to use. You know, Pokemon like Scizor. My Scizor had like special attack IVs on him with no special attacking move, like a lot of that kind of stuff. Been using this past month to just go ahead. Like I took time beating my Ultra Moon game. I didn't want to just run through the story. I kind of wanted to take my time so I could like soak it in, because I know I won't be returning back to that story for a while. But that's just pretty much what I've been doing. I got battles stocked up in my battle record already. PU battles and stuff, NU battles that I want to go ahead and get recorded. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to get it uploaded tomorrow. I'm not going to say that I am, because I've said that in my last videos, and then, you know, my last video was like a month ago, but I'm going to try. That's all I can do. I'm just going to try. If you guys are still watching this at this point, thank you for watching, and enjoy, you know, leave a like if you liked it. Comment if you want to give me some feedback. I love criticism, good or bad. And just talking to people, talking Pokemon with people. I love this game. So with that being said, if you guys want to battle me, hit me up. I'll leave so many ways to contact me below if you want to. You know, Twitter links. You can catch me on Discords and all that. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Merry Christmas, and thank you. Bye.